In the words of Marvin Gaye, what the fuck is going on here?
Life is too short to be drinking shitty beer.
Welcome to another edition of Columbo. And tonight we will try and solve the curious case of the dodgy bottles of Becks. What does that mean? Well, let me tell you a little story. I've done a review the other day of a can of Becks. Now this can of Becks, for all intents and purposes, as far as I can tell, this has been brewed in Germany. It's got imported written on it, it's got made in Germany, product of Germany, and it's 5%. That's the Becks I remember, and that's what Becks in Germany is sold as. It's 5%. Okay, we've got that established. In the same corner shop, I bought this stuff. This is 275ml of 4.8% Becks. Alright, so this is what they were trying to sell, what they are selling in the UK. That is Becks, alright, in the UK. Alright, bear with me. I went into the co-op and I bought this. This is a 660ml bottle of Becks, and that is 4%, alright. Okay, now I want to show you the difference between these. All right, I'm going to wager that they're three different beers, and the reason I'm going to wager that they're three different beers is because you can't buy Becks Beer anymore. Do you remember that? Becks Beer, just in case you haven't seen it, it used to be a beer you could get on draft, and you used to be able to get it in cans, and it was 4%. Beer, V-I-E-R, of course, is 4 in German, and they made a big thing about the 4 or the Vier being the 4% and the 4 ingredients. The 4 ingredients were malt, barley. You know, it was said it was brewed to the Reinheitsgebot, okay, or German purity laws, if you want. This stuff, this also says brewed in accordance with the German purity law, okay, and that is the 4.8%. Right, it's going to get confusing, but I'll try and keep you in the loop on here, right? This is brewed in accordance with the German purity law. Right, okay. Here's where it gets fishy, all right? Okay, same labels, yeah? Yeah, no, yeah, no. Different, if you can see that, different caps there, all right? This one quite clearly, on the back of the label, it says brewed in the UK and distributed by AB InBev UK Limited. Yeah, okay, fair enough. This on the back says, where is it? It says produced in Germany by Anheuser-Busch Deutschland and distributed in the UK by AB InBev. Okay, so they're saying this is brewed in Germany. All right. Okay, if that's what they're saying, then who am I to say any different? This, it's got everything. Product of Germany, imported, and it's 5%. So we've got that out of the way. We've established they're three different beers. They're all differing ABVs. Two are potential. Well, one is definitely produced in Germany. One they're saying is produced in Germany. That's the 4% big bottle. And this little bleeder here, 4.8%, is that fucking arsehole on that scooter. Apparently everyone in the street wants to kill him. But there you go. Not guilty if that happens. And this is 275 and this is 4.8%. So I think you get the picture, all right? So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to pour out all three and I'm going to compare them. I'm going to open up the 275ml bottle. Now I'm hoping this isn't going to be skunked. This was bought around the corner in the corner shop. Yep, that's skunked. Is it, or is it? It's a little bit skunked. There was a lot of sulphur on that. There's a little skunky flavour on it, but it's not too bad. Right, this is the cap of the 4.8%. This is the key on the shield. That is the coat of arms of Bremen. Okay, even though this bottle has never seen Bremen before in its life. All right, I'm going to pour this into the glass. Not all of it. I'm just going to pour some of it in now, all right? Because I'm not going to drink all of it, because some of this is bound to be shit. I'll leave this up here. Cool, that is skunky. Fucking hell. It's either skunky or it just doesn't fucking smell right. That doesn't smell clean at all. Right, let's get this over. This is supposedly brewed in Germany, but this is 4%. All right. This is the cap. All right. This is the 4% 660ml bottle that was bought from the co-op, and that is the cap. That doesn't smell too bad. I normally find that when I buy beer from the co-op, the green bottles stuff generally isn't skunky. Okay, this is the 5% stuff. This was bought in the corner shop in the same shop as the 275ml bottle, coming in at 4.8%. This is the can. This is 5%. Okay, so let's fill that out. That smells really nice, actually. I reviewed this the other day. If you want to look at the review of the canned Becks, the German Becks, then just check out the channel, all right? And that smells different already. And that smells different too. So, okay, first of all, let's compare the 4% that's come out of the 660ml bottle. This is supposedly brewed in Germany, and I'm going to compare that with the 275ml 4.8%. They look reasonably similar. This is actually, I think, slightly darker. But you'd really need to... Actually, I'll tell you what, you know what? No, that's going to confuse me. I was going to put them in the same style glass, but that'll just confuse the shit out of me. They look different. This looks more of a golden colour. That's a lighter colour. This is the 4.8% one. Aroma. Quite clean, but very, very low on aroma. This stuff, this has come out the 4.8%. Again, low on aroma. Very slight malt on that. Not a lot. Slightly skunky overtones. Not a lot, but there is some there. And it's got a bit of a nasty smell to it, like a... I can't even think what that is. It's very faint, but I'm getting it. It's like a sort of a sweet, malty smell, but not a nice one. Okay, let's dive in first. Let's try the 660 4%. Right. Quite bland. Not a lot of flavour in the mouth, but on the arse end of it, on the finish, you're getting quite a bit of a biscuit malt. And actually, it doesn't taste too bad. Quite coarse carbonation. Okay-ish. This is the 4.8% brewed in the UK. Oh, immediately different. It's got like an astringency to it, a bitterness that isn't nice at all. I have to say the carbonation on that initially was quite big and not very nice at all. Didn't like that. Now let's try the 5% German stuff. Immediately, it's got more substance, more body to it. It's slightly more, got a bit more viscosity to it. Sweeter and maltier. But the finish dies quite quickly on that. I'm just going to compare it with the other stuff that's brewed in Germany now. I'm going to compare this stuff, the 4% that's brewed in Germany, that's got more of, that's got more of a biscuit malt finish to it. This stuff it's got sweeter malt in the mouth, but the finish is quite abrupt and quite dry, and that's what I'd expect from a northern German beer. I know if I compare it to stuff like Flensburger, the Berliner Pilsner, what was the other one, the Warsteiner and the Kronbacher, they were all better beers. Certainly the Berliner Pilsner and the Kronbacher. The 4.8%. Now look, the 4.8% and the 4%. This is slightly yellower or more of a golden colour. This is a bit wishy-washy. If I compare that now to that, again this is slightly darker. So what you're getting with the two German beers, the 4% and the 660, and this 4.8%, as I would expect, is different. That really doesn't smell good. This has got that flavour that you get from macro brewed beers in the UK. And it's just, you know, this could be anything. Any of them Heinekens, Carlsbergs. It's just got that big macro brewed flavour that you get with a lot of UK beers. I have to say, the German stuff in the can at 5% I think is the best, as I said the other day. It just feels nicer, everything about it is nice. This stuff, the 4% stuff, see again, that doesn't really smell good. Now that could be the green bottles. So I'm going to try and see past that. That's definitely cleaner tasting than the UK one, and they are different. I can see that from the colour. Maybe you're not picking that up on the camera. Can you see that on the camera? This one here. This one is slightly darker. The UK one is lighter. They've got similar amounts of carbonation. Slightly better head retention in here, but that could be the glass. But I have to say the 4.8% stuff really is the worst out of the three, and that's the stuff that's brewed in the UK. Now, I did try and get hold of a 440ml can that you get in the supermarkets. I couldn't get it. This was the best I could do. Now, the stuff in the cans, in the 440ml cans, I think that's brewed in the UK. Somebody on one of the subscribers said it was brewed in the UK, 440ml can, and it was 4%. Maybe if I come across a single 440, I'll get it and I'll do a comparison with the 5%. This stuff, this is from the Co-op. Now the Co-op, I don't know what goes on with them, but they've got some decent Czech Pilsner, which has been rumoured to just be rebadged styrofoam. And I sort of half believe that, because I know Sainsbury's do that, and I've reviewed the Sainsbury's Pilsner, which is basically a rebadged styrofoam, and it's brewed in a styrofoam brewery. So that's good. So the lesson from this, or no, not the lesson, I'm not teaching you anything, I'm just trying to guide you. But what I've got from this is the 4.8% stuff brewed in the UK is dog shit. Avoid that. Because what you're going to have to do now, if you're going to buy Becks, then fair enough, I'm not going to say don't buy it. But if you're going to buy it, you know, it goes back to the old child safety thing. Always read the label. Because, you know, these look identical. You know, alright, they're bigger bottles, but the labels look the same. And on the back, I know, you know, they're slightly different. It's a slightly different design. But this one specifically says it's brewed in Germany by AB InBev. By Anheuser-Busch. Something Deutschland, I can't see that word. Ingredients: malt, barley, hops. Beck's beer produced in Germany by Anheuser-Busch, blah blah blah. And it's got the Bremen address. So I think it's a fair assumption to say this was brewed in Germany. And if it's got the Bremen address, then yeah, that's brewed in the Beck's brewery. This stuff, of course, is from Germany. There's no doubt about that. If it isn't, then they are seriously taking the piss and could potentially be taken to court. I can't find any evidence to say they're not, or they're doing anything wrong, so I'm going to take that as being brewed in Germany. So, yeah, stuff out of the can is definitely the best. If you see cans of Becks like this with 500ml and 5%, get it, because this ain't a bad beer. It's not the best, but it ain't bad. I don't know whether you'll get this in big supermarkets, but you get it in your little corner shop if you're lucky, right? This stuff, it's 4.8%, it's brewed in the UK. Avoid it. It's fucking dog shit, and it really ain't worth buying. If they're selling this in a shop, there's a good chance they're going to be selling this in a shop, because they do it around the corner, and I've seen it in a few shops. If you're in the Co-op, you could chance buying this, but I'd say get the Czech beer that they do, and yeah, just avoid this bullshit. Don't buy it. If you're in the supermarket and you see a full 40ml can at 4%, I imagine it tastes worse than this. It's brewed in the UK and it's got lower ABV, so avoid that too. That's my take on what's going on with Becks. Now, the final word I will say, and I really wish I had a can of the Becks Beer. You can't get it now. You can't buy it online, and I've not seen it on draft in a pub. Well, I haven't been to a pub in ages, but I've not seen it on draft. Right. My theory is what they're brewing now in the 440ml cans, and their ABV is 4%. I'm going to wager that that's Beck's Beer, and it's just been rebranded. So you pay your money, you take your chances, but hopefully that will give you a little bit of a guide if you are going to buy Becks. My advice to you, as I said, is just buy the can, the 500ml can at 5%. Avoid everything else. You can get this if you want in the co-op. Make sure you read the label, make sure you're buying a 4% beer, which is, again, this is confusing. I'm telling you to avoid the 4% stuff in the supermarkets. But it's just a case of reading the labels. To be honest, I wouldn't fucking buy it. I'll just buy this, and I wouldn't take the chances with other cans or bottles. 500ml, 5%. Don't buy anything else. That's the last word I will say. And the final thing I will say is, AB InBev, you're taking the fucking piss. You really are. Fucking about with the ABVs, pretending that's brewed in Germany, you know, giving it all the big one on the back, saying, oh, it's brewed in accordance with the German purity law. Yeah, but it's brewed in fucking Britain. And, you know, this stuff, it says it's brewed in Germany, so I've got to take their word for that. But, yeah, these two really ain't great. The 4% and that. I'd go can, 4% brewed in Germany, and then 4.8% brewed in. I'm still getting skunky aromas out of this, and it ain't nice. I'm not going to blame that on AB InBev or Becks. Well, I ain't going to blame it on Becks for putting it in green bottles, but anyway, that's it. Remember, I'm drinking all this shit so you don't have to.